I cannot believe that I just did that. You know what? You know what, man? Fuck it. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Lunchline Podcast, man. This is the greatest podcast that you never heard. Man, I am Jay Mitch, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for coming back to the Lunchline Podcast. This is, in fact, the greatest podcast that you never heard. Yeah, I am very happy to be here. This is like my second time recording this episode. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. Because I didn't hit record the first time, and it's probably a good thing because I was really emotional the first time I recorded this. And now that I got all that out, I'm feeling a little bit better, just a little bit better. So I just shall we just talk about it? Shall we just get into it? So I've come to this realization, right? I've come to this realization. Being a rapper is the most dangerous profession in the world. Being a black rapper in America is the most dangerous profession in the world, man. Seems like every 4 months, you know, an artist is getting killed over some bullshit. You know, rest in peace, Young Dolph. Rest in peace to all the other artists who have died this year and, you know, the last few years or whatnot, man. This shit is sad. I don't know, man. Like, I'm really at a loss for words because this shit just seems to just, you know, keep happening, man. Like, the value of life don't mean shit to a lot of people. And the people that are doing these things are in such a dark place that it's scary, you know? It's real scary. And one thing that I think about is, like, you didn't just kill a father or a husband or a brother or a son, man. You killed a part of the community. Young Dolph was somebody who was actually giving to his community. He was providing for his community. You killed a lot of wealth in your neighborhood doing this. All of the money that he was using to provide for people, kids, turkey giveaways, all this stuff, man. Young Dolph is the same guy that gave away a $400,000 Lambo a few years ago to a struggling business owner. I mean, come on, man. So, streets is crazy, bro. You know, you hate to see anybody, you know, go like that. Like, we need conflict resolution. You know what I'm saying? What could make me hate you so much that I'm like, I want you to die? Like, fuck, like, Young Dolph was 36, man. He wasn't a young guy. So, again, man, like, my heart goes out to him. My heart goes out to, you know, other artists who have lost their life to some silly shit. And I, you know, I always talk about on this podcast, I always talk about our community are the ones who put out this music, who everybody celebrates and everybody makes money from, everybody dances to, but we the ones that are actually dying from this shit. So I feel a couple different ways. I'm like, I fucking hate our music now. I hate this culture that comes along with this shit. The disparities that our community faces, the conditions of the people who perform this act, the conditions that they were brought up in. This ain't some shit you just wake up one day and you just decide, oh, I'm gonna be a killer. Like, that shit just don't happen in 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? This is a lifelong process of pain and indoctrination and of hatred and being in loveless environments where you don't know what it's like to be cared for. You don't know what it's like to have what you need. You barely surviving. So you take a young kid that's from a rough ass environment like that, where they're around death and shit all day long, and you make a proposition to them and say, yo, you can't eat, but if you do this, you get paid. You expect that kid to do. Now, I don't know the ins and outs of, street or what happened, so I ain't gonna even act like I do, but I'm just like, fuck, man. Like, it's like the same thing keeps on happening, Being a rapper is very dangerous, man. Rappers getting killed in their hometown. It's like, you gotta move. You gotta move. Set up some sort of, I don't know, community outreach post. Appoint a few people that you can trust and tell them, I'm giving you the bread. Do what you want to do for it in my name, but I ain't gonna be able to be back like that often. And if I am there, it's gonna be, with security. I ain't gonna be, doing too much. And I mean, I know people want to move how they used to move because that's where they from. But people just, so much hatred in our community because of what we go through. And that's why crime is committed. Usually people commit crimes based off of proximity, right? You just commit crimes where I don't have the means to get 20 miles to the suburbs to get what I need. But I can walk 10 or 15 minutes and hit a lick. And 9 times out of 10, that's going to be in my neighborhood. So, I don't know, man. Like, I'm just kind of just devastated by that, man. And then you look at a guy like this kid, Kyle Rittenhouse, right? This fucking kid is, I mean, I haven't really followed this Kyle Rittenhouse thing too much. I ain't really paid much attention to it. And because I'm looking at it like, well, fuck, like, would y'all just go ahead and tell us the goddamn boy ain't guilty just so we can move on? Like, we ain't got to, y'all really want to parade this shit around the news for another however long and debate and act like it's some super deep, like, oh, well, what about this or what about that? And this evidence points to he was. Come on, man. Listen, we know what the fuck is going on. Like, y'all just want the boy to be innocent. Just tell us he's innocent. He's not guilty. He gonna get a slap on the wrist, 4 months probation, whatever the case, and he get to go home. Like, just tell us what we already know. Like, ain't no need to draw this shit out and make it like it's some grand, like, ooh, what is the jury gonna do? He got to pick his hand jury. You best to believe If you give a black person the opportunity to pick his jury, well, first and foremost, if a black person's on trial, we know goddamn well that we ain't gonna have more than 2 black jurors that are gonna be presented to us. So that's the way I see it. But please believe, black people, you ain't getting to pick your goddamn jury. So this judge is showing us, this trial is showing us just how America is groomed and bred and built on white supremacy. If you have ever doubted what white supremacy looked like before, if you've ever had any doubts in your mind what white supremacy looked like in America, I present to you the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. There you go. This is 101. This is what it looks like. Judge said, oh, for the victims, I'm going to tell y'all right now, they are not allowed to be called victims. Nah. You can call them rioters, looters. That's cool. But I ain't about to let you make these people who were killed. I'm not about to have anybody have sympathy for them. I don't want them to appear in a defenseless position. I don't want any sympathy or empathy for these victims. So you can't call them victims. You can call them something else. This is white supremacy at its finest. This is America for you. If you ever doubted what white supremacy was, they are telling you exactly what it is. They are telling you exactly what it is. These are the motherfuckers that run our country. We think everybody is so super smart and so, from a black kid growing up in the city, you think in your mind that these people, these judges, these Congress people, you think that they are just so intelligent and they know a lot more than what everybody else does. Like, no, these motherfuckers are morally twisted. They just happen to pass a few classes. It's really what the fuck it boils down to. Doesn't mean that you're going to have the most morally sound bastards sitting up there with a gavel in their hand doing what's right for the people. So I'm not surprised, man. I'm not surprised. God damn, man. Damn, this is devastating, This is devastating. Thinking about Young Dolph, crimes that are go pretty much unsolved, right? We know these crimes aren't gonna get solved. And the funny thing is, man, and you think about the crimes that are committed against black people, right? The kidnapping, the abductions, the thousands of young kids and young girls that go missing in Chicago every day. There is no media coverage. The news doesn't talk about it. Nobody talks about all of these kids that go missing, black kids, in these cities. But the media does, these sick bastards, what they do is there can be one white girl who go missing on a trip with her boyfriend. Boyfriend show up. They like, oh, what's her name? What can we call her? Where's Tabitha? I don't know. We got lost on the trail and I don't know where she is. Now the media takes a story. Oh, Tabitha's missing. Boyfriend came back. We don't know where she is. Now, most of us that have any functioning brain cells can look at this shit and say, well, you know goddamn well this boyfriend killed her. We know he done killed little Tabitha, left her on the side of the hill. Why the fuck are we even having all this media coverage? But the media won't do what's important. They won't do what's right because a black life doesn't matter as much. It doesn't garner the same news attention or news stories. So now CNN and all these people pick up this missing persons case, quote unquote. Well, we know the goddamn boyfriend done killed her. Like, You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody sitting around who watching this shit, like, we know goddamn well this boy didn't kill her. We see it time and time again, but they are very selective in what it is that they want to, you know, cover and what they want to put into the spotlight. That's how fucked up and twisted America is. So you're getting prime examples of white supremacy. I just, when I think about, you know, Kyle Rittenhouse being able to pick his jury. If you know nothing about law, you know nothing about court proceedings or courtrooms or anything, this is saying the people who are going to judge you, you get to handpick who those people are. And the only thing that Kyle can really go off of is their appearance. Now, as a black person, I'm going to tell you what I would do. If I'm on trial and I got the opportunity to pick my jury, please believe I'm going with the black people. Give a goddamn what you say. So Kyle gets to pick the people who are going to judge him. I mean, damn. I mean, fucking goddamn. Like, it's mind blowing. Like, it's,
bruh.
I don't think I've ever seen that before. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Never seen it before. And you got a kid. I don't know his name. I was watching the news before I got on here with y'all, and there was a kid who raped 4 young girls. Right? He's a teenager, they teenagers, but he raped 4 of them at some house party. His mother bought alcohol, and he wound up raping 4 girls. And the judge said, prison would just be, it's not the appropriate. It's not the appropriate. It's not the appropriate thing to do for this boy. It's not the right thing to do. Prison would just, gosh, it's not this. Him raping 4 girls does not warrant prison at all. No, we don't want to do that to his record. They tell us if you're white and wealthy, you can get away with whatever the fuck you want. He done traumatized these young girls. This boy. This privileged ass boy. You know the picture. You know what this paints to him. I don't know how old he is now. 18, maybe 19. I don't know how old he is. But in this boy's mind, in this guy's mind, for the rest of his life, he is going to believe that he is superior to every law there is. I am above the law. There ain't shit that y'all can do to me. I can get away with murder if I want to, because I'm rich and white. It's fucked up. Absolutely fucked up. And there was something else that happened recently, which is kind of like for me, I see why everybody's excited, but it's kind of like a bittersweet thing for me. And I'm talking about the Julius Jones. His execution was halted. They didn't go through with it. The damn governor waited to the very last fucking minute. Sick bastard. To do anything about this. Now, if you haven't followed the case or you don't know much about it, Julius Jones has been in prison for 20 years for a murder that he didn't commit. Hell, he wasn't even there. Wasn't even there at all. And he was found guilty, sentenced to death. Given all of the evidence that didn't point him to the crime, but what happened is that the guy who actually committed the crime was like a friend of his, young kid's friend. The guy comes over and supposedly the dude planted the gun at his house after committing the crime when Julius wasn't even there at all, right? And this guy who committed the crime admitted to it. Yeah, I did it. He's told multiple people, I committed this crime. I did it. It was me, But because these people who make these laws, who are these judges, who come up, these governors, all of these people, they like, we don't give a shit if we got the wrong person. We need a body. We lost a white man. We need one of yours. We don't give a shit if it's the wrong person or not. We need it. I don't know if y'all remember the movie Life, but it's one scene that sticks with me above all the other scenes in that movie. Great movie. When they were out there and they were, hunting ducks, I believe. They were in the field hunting ducks. And they came across the guy who had, the sheriff who had convicted them or got them life in prison. And, they were feeling some kind of way like, this the who got us locked up. And so at that point, they ready to retaliate. And so I believe it was Claude or Ray. I think it was Claude. Might have been Claude. Well, one of the characters got a drop on him and they took his shotgun from him and they pointed it at him. And the other guy was like, Eddie Murphy was like, man, just slow up, man. Like, don't do it. Like, please don't kill this man. You kill this man, you ain't no better than he is. And he like, nah, this motherfucker took our lives away. I'm about to kill him. And the sheriff, the guy who had got him sentenced to prison, he looks up and he said, well, hell, at least the state of Mississippi got 30 years or 40 years of cheap labor out the deal. And they like, you took our lives away. But this judge said to them, at least we got 20 or 30. We don't care if we don't care if you the wrong person. At least we got cheap labor out of the deal. Earth is ghetto as hell, man. Earth is ghetto. I'm just convinced Earth is just a fucked up cesspool, man. You got people that obviously see the wrong. They know it, but they have convinced themselves that it only applies when they see fit. We know goddamn well Kyle Rittenhouse is gonna get off. Do we really need to sit around here and act like he's not about to walk out of this damn thing with a slap on the wrist? I mean, why are we even playing this game? Like, we gonna do this song and fucking dance for the next, hopefully, I don't know, the jury probably will have a verdict soon. So, I don't know. We'll see. But I'm not surprised, and I expect it to be exactly what it has always been, which is them doing exactly what they have always done, which is exercising their white supremacy rights in this country. It's crazy, man. Like, this kind of stuff, it really weighs on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it weighs on me and it bothers me a lot. And if you a person that, you know what I'm saying, that has any heart for anything, then it will weigh on you too as a black person. You know? And just to revisit, you know, the situation that I was talking about before, man, with, you know, our music and, you know, in the Dolph situation, man, like, we gotta make a change somewhere. Like, we have got to make a change somewhere, because it's not going to come from an outside source. It's not going to come from some government program, some city official. It's not going to come from any of that. It's going to have to come from us. It's going to have to be birthed from us. we are going to have to make that change and that commitment to value each other's lives, to value each other's communities, to do something about it as a whole. I want to give a real shout out to New Era Detroit. New Era Detroit is probably one of the only on the ground, feet in the fire movements that are actually out there putting in the work. Big shout out to New Era Detroit. I would say look them up on Instagram just so you can get an idea about what it is that they're doing. They're going door to door. They are feeding people. They are securing the community. They are protecting people. They are educating people. They are really trying to make a difference. So there are powerful organizations out there right now putting in the work, man. And New Era Detroit is one that I've come to see, who's founded by I think it was started by Zeke. I don't really know all the members or anything like that, and I know there's a New Era Chicago, and they have other chapters that are forming around the country, and these are organizations that are committed to empowering, strengthening, changing the lives of Black people on the ground level. This ain't no bullshit ass movement where they just talking either. This ain't no fluff. We just gonna march and do bullshit. This ain't them. You violate, you mess around and you hurt a woman or a child, or you kill somebody off some bullshit, they looking for you. They looking for you to do what needs to be done. I ain't saying they trying to break no laws or nothing like that, but they are really about protecting the community, and they are serious about it. Very serious about it. So I would say look up New Era Detroit. Look up and see if there's a New Era where you live and tap in with them. If you're somebody who also wants to put in the legwork to help make your community a better place, it has to start with us. And New Era is a group of people that are doing it for our community, right? Boots to the ground, making shit happen in the streets, patrolling the streets at night, right? Making sure that young girls and young kids can get home safely without any riffraff in the streets. So it's a numbers game. It's more people who want to do right. You know what I'm saying? It's more people who care about the community, who want to see things in a better state than what they are. And so if we unite exactly how New Era is doing, then we can eliminate a lot of the bullshit, because it's more people who are standing for righteousness of what needs to happen in the community than the motherfuckers who want to destroy the community. So big shout out to New Era. And I've been following for a while now, and I've seen the work that they've been putting in, and they really put the shit in. Like, really put the shit in. People who are on the run for sexually assaulting young kids and shit like that, they are out there actively looking for it, policing the neighborhood themselves, exactly what Black neighborhoods used to be. We police ourselves. We feed ourselves. We watch out for ourselves. We try to do the work, and we try to convince others to convert their lifestyle from what it is that they were doing to do something that's more empowering, that's more meaningful, that can actually help people. And I can talk about them all day as to what they doing. But a big, major salute to them, because they are doing the fucking work for real. For real. I don't know if there's one in Philly. I think there might be one in Philly. I know there's Chicago. I think there might be one in Florida, and they popping up like in more cities in America. And I know it's going to keep growing because the foundation and what they doing is solid. It's solid. It ain't no riffraff. It ain't no pussyfooting. It ain't none of that. It's about real community, real involvement, and really making a change, man. So look into it. If you somebody who wants to partner and who wants to connect with an organization that's actually doing it for real, it's New Era. It's New Era. 100%, man. So major shout out to them, man. Definitely look into it. But you know, we have to be responsible, you know, for us. Like, we have to be responsible for us. I say it till I'm blue in the face. I mean, you know, you know what you're going to get here at the Lunchtime Podcast, right? I ain't about to pull out some rabbit fucking shit in the sky to talk to y'all about. It always centers back to the same thing for me about what's important. And that's each other, you know, and that's black people, and that's making a change, man. But my prayer is, man, is that you seek to bring about the change that you want to see in your life, in your community, in your family. And we have to get serious about the changes that we want to see. We have to get serious about becoming what we've always prayed for. You have to become what you pray for. And you can do it, and we all can do it. And the thing that we have to realize is that we don't have to do it alone, right? Because when you think about accomplishing these great things, sometimes we're isolated in our thinking, well, how in the hell can I do it? And no, there's people that want to do it. We just have to find each other and connect. But you don't have to do these things alone. It can't be done alone. It's going to take the effort, the muscle, the grit, the focus, the determination, the willpower for us all to do it together. It's a community, man. It's a community. So this is what the Lunchtime Podcast is about. It's about growth. It's about development. It's about empowerment. It's about us becoming better than what we were, man. So my prayer is that, you know, you can become your ancestors' wildest dreams, as people like to say. And also, man, try to walk in forgiveness, man. And, you know, I said a quote a while ago is that you know, unforgiveness is a prison that leaves its doors unlocked. You know what I'm saying? So forgive those who have harmed you if you can. You know, also accept forgiveness from others, man, and let's grow in love, because hatred and hatred for each other has gotten us nowhere. There is going to be no government organization that is going to be formed to try to save us. We have to save ourselves, and we have to be committed to this. I can say it again till I'm blue in the face. We have to be committed to each other in order to make that change. Right? This is the Lunchline Podcast, man. And I pray y'all have a great rest of the week. Take it easy. Take care of y'all loved ones, man. Until next time, peace.